Morning, Piggy.
Morning, morning, morning. Good Thursday morning to you. That means it's Wednesday. Trash day. It's hump day, hump day, hump day, hump day. Take two. I had a good roll going, folks, and then I happened to look up and saw my little green dot on my microphone was not on. Well, shucks. Told the lady and said they ain't hearing none of that. I ain't got my mic on. Well, shoot, delete that. Let's start over. So, take two. Oh my God. Stock market's going to crash. Trump's doing all these bad things. Close of business Monday, stock market was up. Normally, they say it normally takes 16 months for the market to bounce back once it drops like that. No, it was back up and doing well. Close of business Monday evening. Imagine that. Oh, we're going to be all alone. Everybody's going to be tearing us up, trading, doing this and doing that, and Trump's just really messing it up. There's over 70 countries close the business Monday, knocking on Trump's door to make a deal. They got real interested in that 0% tariffs on both sides. It's real simple, basic economics 101, folks. Your goods for my goods, my service for your services. We can bring our stuff to your people. You can bring your stuff to our people. We'll see who likes what. Simple business. Simple competition of business. Everybody got a fair chance to make some money. Instead of throwing taxes on there against each other, trying to fight each other as governments, who suffers? The people do. When you got fair free trade, that means I can put all I got out there. You can put all you got out there, and the people walking up and down the mall can decide what stores they want to buy from. And then you take the regular chances of regular business. Who makes a better product? Who makes a product people like better, whether it's better or not? These people like this style, those people like the other style. Coming back to the simple explanation of one guy buys a Ford, one guy buys a Chevy. Each one thinks they got the better vehicle. It's simple. And folks, if you can't understand the simplicity of that, don't try to talk to me about it or say it's bad, because you have a lack of understanding of how things work. Had a guy on Facebook try to tell me I was economically illiterate, something else, and racist. I come back at him and said, well, that's awful funny in light of the fact that the tariff, because I said Trump's plan was smart. I said, that's awful funny that I could be racist for something that actually works. I said, because as it stands, Trump's tariffs are working. I knew they would, because it's basic business. By throwing those tariffs on there, other countries realize their people and businesses wouldn't be able to afford to sell their products over here because they wouldn't get much business. So the only thing they were doing was hurting their people. And a lot of them have admitted that, it was unfair, but they were just taking advantage of something that somebody else would have, because they weren't getting charged near the tariffs, if any, for bringing their products over here that they were charging us for taking our products over there.
There's a lot of countries wouldn't even allow our products to be brought over there.
China still don't.
Yeah.
Japan wouldn't allow our stuff over there. India wouldn't allow our stuff over there without extremely high tariffs. They were charging an amount that didn't nobody want to pay twice the cost of a product because of a tariff. Well, everybody goes to 0% trade tariff. That means they paying the cost of manufacturing and shipping. And that's it. My O2 sensor must have went because it hit another code over here and it's staying on. So that has to be that O2 sensor because I didn't feel it lurch. So anyway, it's just simple, folks. The stock market not only recovered, but closed on an upswing. Countries are flocking to Trump to make a deal for zero tariffs. Israel has, the EU has, Japan was one of, if not the first to do so. I think Canada has caved to it, despite their tough talk.
I saw something about Trump told the EU that he wouldn't talk tariffs to them until they guaranteed their people the right to free speech.
Right? Yeah, it's not a free country if you ain't got free speech. Yeah, so they got to get rid of that socialist communist ideal. Yeah, they trying to say Trump's not allowed free speech. The heck you say? All of us getting banned and censored on social media platforms because FBI, CIA, and others obviously had something over Zuckerberg and others. Told them they had to censor us. Yeah, Zuckerberg revealed to somebody, that I'm glad that's over with. They wouldn't, they made us do that. No, they didn't make you do that. They had something over you. Rich as you are, you could have told them to go kick rocks. So they had something on you.
Epstein, Diddy.
That's probably it. So it was under the left's administrations we didn't have any free speech. Okay, well, a lot of y'all on the left had free speech. Y'all could say whatever y'all wanted to because y'all said what y'all were told to say. Y'all got with the socialist communist program and agreed with it. Those of us who actually believe in free speech couldn't call out the wrong. Who was the main one thing that you couldn't say anything against? China. Because in the end, it's going to come out. They're the ones behind all that. Oh, and guess what? Doge just found something that even Trump has said is horrific. Ain't nothing been said on what it is yet. But there have been statements insinuating that a lot of them politicians up there on the Hill had their hands in the till of all that excess money that they don't know where it went. That's why they don't know where it went, because politicians have been skimming off the top of it.
That's why they got mad because the piggy bank got shut down.
That's why they got mad. I mean, think about it. You're a politician. You're supposed to be representing your people. And there's a lot of fraud and waste and abuse going on. For the sake of your people that you represent, wouldn't you want to know what the fraud, waste, and abuse is? No, they didn't get upset about that. They got upset about the one going in and finding it. Now, why would they get mad at that? Because they're part of the ones that's on the take. They're part of the ones that are putting their big old dipper in there and dipping it out. That's why they get mad.
I don't care what letter follows your name.
And, Yeah, because there's Dems and Republicans alike.
I'm saying get rid of all of them.
Get rid of all of them. So we may be finally going to be seeing some of them think I'm better than yous being walked out in cuffs up there, folks, because, yeah, and like she said, I don't care if you got a D or an R beside your name. If you skimming, if you on the take, you're a crook, you're doing your people a disservice, you got to go. You got to go behind them bars, serve time, because you a crook. Not just grand theft. We're talking millions, folks. Because that's how a lot of them getting rich and don't nobody know how. It ain't people who need it that's going to get deprived of it. It's people that don't even exist, aren't eligible for it, and all them crooks. They're going to be cut off from it. You know, common sense, folks. Common sense. Think about it. Use your brain for something other than a recorder for the mainstream media's narrative who work for the deep state.
That Crockett woman she done got in trouble or gonna get in trouble about her grandma's Social Security check.
Her grandma's Social Security check, assaulting that reporter, already gotten rich, done been proven that the business she got as a lawyer in her personal life, it don't make enough money to stay open. And it can't be nobody work for her because they're showing it a year's income was like $27,000.
Yeah.
She should have made that within about 3, 4, 5 cases. Plus some. So what that tells me is her personal business is a front. She's already admitted to being DEI. She got her hired on her first job because she's black.
She said that.
She said that out her own mouth. Yeah, I don't care if you're black, white, cute green with baby crap yellow polka dots. What's between them ears? What's in that heart? Honesty and truth or deceit? That's what I care about. There's an idiot.
I'm saying.
And that's what I care about. Is there honesty and truth in your heart or deceit? Is there a brain in your head that can understand basic concepts like Basic Economics 101 or not? You know, I go to a mechanic. I know a few little tidbits, mostly on much older cars. So I understand basic concepts. So when my mechanics are talking to me, I can understand the basics of what they're telling me. Oh, Lord, I can see a little bit. Keep your hand right there.
Okay. Let's say something.
There's one behind him. Yeah, so I can understand basic concepts about the car. Well, there's something going on. They start explaining to me that I don't fully understand. They explain it to me, and they explain it to me in a way that I can understand. I'm like, oh, okay. I get that. I can understand that. Of course, you know, I understand some computer engineering, and I understand some basic mechanical engineering, and I understand some basic things about a car, and I understand some things about physics and psychology, a few other things. My basic understanding is pretty good. But if you're a Chicken Little, can't understand nothing, all you understand is others have told you, oh, this is going to be bad. Now, you want to know something that's bad? Those dire wolves they brought back. Now, folks, that right there is a danger and a potential for total disaster. Not saying that it would result in disaster. But just because man can do a thing, don't mean man should do a thing. Because he may not he definitely don't understand everything he's dealing with, bringing back a prehistoric animal. When its instincts kick in, there may be some people wind up dead. Ones that thought that they had a good rapport with them things. Now that's dangerous. But those tariffs, that's business. The concept is simple. And what's going to happen with China is they're going to hold steadfast, trying to prove they're strong. They're going to wind up being charged tariffs by everybody in the world because they're charging tariffs. And then they're going to wind up not being able to bring their product in any other nation. So therefore they won't be selling nothing. So they'll be sitting there not being able to make no more of anything because they ain't able to sell no more of anything. So they going to be in a bind. And they'll have to either break and do right or go under. Just like any other business. Hey, business is this. YouTube is a perfect example. Just because you got one don't mean you gonna make no money off of it. You gotta have a product or a service that people are interested in. Like mine, I know it ain't going nowhere because ain't nobody interested in the truth. Well, some are. A few here and there. Maybe eventually there'll be some pick up on it and want to hear me ramble about it. But until then, I ain't worried about it. I ain't looking to make no money off of it because I know it ain't going to make no money. But there's others like the Crockers, Johnny Gillum, Jared Crocker, Treasure Hunting with Jeebus. They've got a great product to offer. They're exciting. They're doing a lot. It's interesting. You know, that's going to sell. That means their numbers go up. They'll eventually start making money. Well, some of them already do make money. Good money. Same way with business. You got to be able to build a better mousetrap, folks, or you're not going to be successful in business. Just because you open a business and want to be in business doesn't mean you're going to make the money. You're not owed that money. It's just like a job. You either do the work or you get fired. Basic concept, folks. That's all it is. If you can't understand basic concepts, I feel sorry for you. Y'all think about it. Piggy loves you.